at, okay, right. For the Isims, how can we differentiate whether it's masculine or feminine, singular or plural at work? Okay, if you look at the single part for masculine, we have start with Muslimun, as we learned just now, right? To make it dual, you just add an alif nun at the back, Muslimani. And plural, waw nun, Muslimuna. So words that always end up with a waw at the back, whether waw alif or waw nun, the waw is there, it will mean plural. Okay, it will mean plural form. And it's masculine. Feminine, just add a tama puto. This tama puto, Muslimah or Muslimatun. You can sometimes better, if you learn that, you better pronounce as Muslimatun. So Muslimatani, again, add an alif nun. And for plural, it's Muslimat, alif and ta maftuha. Okay. So these two words, Muslimuna and Muslimatun, represent the plurals for masculine and feminine, and they are known as the jamak salim. Okay, jamak muzakkar salim or jamak muannas salim is what they call salim means safe form, safe masculine plural and safe feminine plural, because they follow the format, they follow the pattern. If it's plural, then you have for masculine you have waw nun, for feminine you have alif ta. Okay, so that one is easy to recognize. But there's a third form where, let's say, for example, baitun, we have dual is same baitani, but it comes to plural, doesn't follow the format, just buyut. Buyut. Okay, so it's only, you can only recognize, or you can only know it by vocabulary. I mean, you have to remember it. Okay, buyut. And buyut normally, if it's what they call a broken plural, it will always be referred to as she, as a feminine. Okay, she. Okay, Muslimatun, of course, is feminine, but buyut, for the plural, broken plural, it will be referred as she, as feminine. Any question? Okay, if not, then we continue. Now we repeat that they are the one earlier. How Arabic words are formed. Okay, we have fa'ilun and nasirun, which becomes the active word. It's called active isim type A, or the Arabic term is fa'il. Right? So we have fa'in lam, we add an alif, it becomes a dua, and nasirun here becomes a helper, a male helper. Now, don't worry about feminine. Everything I'm going to show initially first will be the masculine form. Because once you know a male, you should know a female. Wouldn't you? Yeah? Once you recognize a male, what doesn't look like a male is a female. Only that nowadays is difficult because there's a third one. But doesn't exist in Arabic. Okay? It doesn't have a third one. The third gender. Okay? Right. So we have only two genders, male and female, right? So that's called active form. Now, how is this done? Okay, if you look at the example here, the first line here, if you want to say, I am writing a letter, you can use a verb. You can use a verb. Okay, so the first example is, Ana aktubu risalatan, is using a verb. You call this one called a present tense verb. Imperfect verb, aktubu, I write. Ana, I write a letter. So you can do that, or you can use another way using the active noun. With kataba is the root word. You add an alif, katibun. So ana katibun risalatan. Ana katibun risalatan. So I'm the one who writes the letter. I'm the writer of the letter. I'm the writer of the letter. That's how you can do. I mean, in the Quran, Allah sometimes use this word. Okay, okay. The difference is what? The difference because aktubu, if it's a verb, there's a element of time, meaning this one is I'm writing or I will be writing. Aktubu. But you use katibun, there's no element of time. Okay, it's just a sentence. Right? The third line, you say ana katibun, ana katibun. So same word, kaftaba, but with a ya. Okay, so any word with a ya within between the second and third letter becomes a mat. So katibun, okay, is what you call a mubalagha, an extreme form, extension. Extension meaning it is something that you do repeatedly. Katibun. So katibun is translated into a writer. Like your career is a writer. You are a writer. So that's it. So like you talk about Rahimun. Rahimun, most passionate. Alimun. Alimun. That's why the to translate in English, Alimun is the most tormented. Paling the most painful. Alimun. So ada with the ya after lam. That Rahimun, the most passionate, the most merciful. Rahmanu, and the mat, you have alif there. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rahman, you have an alif there, it's a mat there, so it is an extension, meaning it is an extreme form. Okay, and Rahim, also extreme. Most loving, most passionate, most merciful. So Katibon, katib, the writing is done often, regularly, so it's the writer. So that's how it's written. So we have so that's an example. Right? Now we are learning about nouns. Okay, verbs we learn next week. So like the verse 31 Al-Baqarah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة. You have جاعل. Okay, inni verily I ja'ilun, the one who indeed make upon the earth a successful authority. Okay, to make upon. Ja'ala means do it, make upon the earth a khalifa, a successive authority. Right? So ja'ilun. The second line here, wala ya'ba katibun an yaktuba kama alamahullah, and let not the one who can write or the writer refuse to write as what Allah has taught him. Okay, let no scribe refuse to write as Allah has taught him. So scribe. This one, the one who can should write. So this is a katibun. So both are we call active isim type A, or the Arabic term isim fa'il. Okay, right? Okay. Now there's a passive form, as mentioned before. You have the hold on. Right. You have the maf'ulun. Okay, I have to add one more sentence. The maf'ulun means the one being done on. Something is being done upon him. Maf'ulun. Okay, there should be a translation here. I'm sorry, I missed that out. Okay, so then you have how you read actually is fa and lam. You add a mim with a fatha, and the fa takes a sukun, and ain takes a dhamma with a waw, and of course the last letter with a dhamma tiny. Maf'ulun. So you take a dot raba, which the basic meaning is to strike. So matrubun, the one being struck. The one being struck, or the one being hit. Maf'ulun is the one who being done upon. Okay, so can you? Okay, so that's the meaning. Right. Now, same goes like just now. You can write the first line here, the first sentence. You can write, he is cutting his brother's hair. You can use a verb. Yahliku. He cuts. So huwa yahliku sya'ran akhihi. He cuts the, his brother's hair. His brother's hair. Okay. Now, then the second line, second sentence, Sya'run akhihi, his brother's hair, mahlukun, was cut bil ams, yesterday. Well, mahlukun. This one was cut. Was cut. Mahlukun. Okay. Mim and waw, halam with the root word. But if the noun form is in the form of a normal noun, a masdar, huwa halakun. Same goes with a mad here. Just now was a katibun. This one is halakun. Halakun. Halakun meaning the one who cuts hair regularly. So it's a barber, right? So it's a barber. Halakun. That's the term for a barber. Okay, right? So these forms are there. You have the verb form, you have the passive noun form, and this the what we call the mubalaghah noun form. They're often used in the Quran to give that meaning. So just have to look at the pattern and try to recall. Starting, maybe you forgot, you don't remember, but as time goes by, inshallah, you'll remember them by heart. Right? Any question?
Ustaz, the first two sentences,
yeah.
Yahliku and the other one mahluku, the significance of the word ya and ma there.
Okay. Yahliku is the verb form. This is the verb. This is a present tense verb. This to say out the meaning using a verb, but here using a passive noun. And so that's why the sentence is the passive form. That his brother's hair was cut yesterday. Okay, this one is cut, was being cut, so was cut.
So that involves grammar there, because the word mim here becomes making it passive, but ya here, ya in the first one means, is it a second person verb?
No, okay, this is okay. At the bottom, it just use nouns to explain. All are nouns here. There's no verb here. Sya'run, akhi, mahlukun, abil ams. All are nouns. So you can use in the noun form, but we have to use the active, passive noun. Okay? Right? You want to write halakun, you can write halakun. 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 Jadi it becomes ja'ilun, halikun, sorry. Halikun, ha alif lam kau. That's the active form. But just to show you how you can write in the passive form using the passive noun. On top is using a verb. A verb, of course, is also active lah. Right? Yahliku. So both you can understand the meaning. Here he cut his brother's hair. His brother's hair was cut yesterday. So that's the two different forms. Okay? And the Quran sometimes is use this form. This word, you cannot just translate as one, using one word, you have to use 2 or 3 words. Was cut. Yeah, was cut. Okay? Right? Okay, doctor?
Judge.
Yes.
Please, the first one, huwa yahliku sha'ran akhihi. The fathatain of the sha'ran, I don't know. I don't know the trick, the technique of the fathatain.
We learn in Unit 5. This is grammar. It shows that sha'ran becomes the object of this verb. Okay, you will learn, but this is nasab. This fatata ini they become nasab because it becomes the object of the verb. The verb is
Naam.
the verb. That's all we'll learn later. Okay, brother. Right? Okay.
Ustaz, please say it again.
Okay. In this case, Sha'ran, okay, with a fatha to indicate that the hair is the object of the verb.
Naam.
Okay, the object of the verb. Right?
Naam, naam.
Okay, that's all.
So, Ustaz, is it the case that anytime the object of the verb will take tanween or something like that?
Welcome fatha. Takes fatha
All the time?
all the time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ustaz.
Only exceptional cases because of the verb form. Right? Generally, 95% it will be fatha. Right?
Tanween.
Now depends if it's the alif lam, there's no tanwin. If you have alif
Naam.
lam, then there's no tanwin.
Naam.
Okay.
Naam. Naam. Shukran.
Shall we continue?
Naam.
Okay, this is an example of using the Quran where they use the passive noun to deliver a meaning. Right? Zalika yaumun majmu'un lahun nas wa zalika yaumun mashhudun. So here majmu'un is a passive noun. The basic letter, basic word will be jim, min, ain, jama. Jama, juma'at, gather. Right? So majmu'un passive form, so you translate to be gathered or will be collected, will be gathered. Because you talk about the future. So to be gathered. So dhalika yaumun, the day, that is the day, majmu'un will be gathered, lahun nas, for him, all men. Lahu, who goes, refer to Allah. Wa dhalika, and that is the day, mashhudun. The root word is shin hadan. What does it mean? Shin hadan, witness. Right? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I bear witness. Shahadan, so mashhudun will be witness. Will be witness. So that's how you translate it.
Ustaz, does it always carry a meme with when we use passive nouns?
The type A with a ma. Mashhudun. With the add a mim and a wow.
Oh.
So this is the form, the mim and the wow. You take the word jim min ain, you add a mim with a fatha and a wow, you become majmu'un, the one to be will be gathered, to be gathered, and mashhudun, to be witnessed. Right? So that's for example. Because
it becomes passive isim, ya?
Passive isim, yes.
Isim maf'ulun, ya?
Ya, betul. Correct. Correct. Okay. Now there's a type B. Only two types. So this one you have to remember also because there are many forms. Right? You have, in this case, you have fa ain lam, but you add a mim with a dhamma, and the second letter take a kasra. Muf'ilun. Muf'ilun. So it becomes the same. It becomes that active verb, a doer. A doer. Okay? Right? You take the kaf, ra, mim, the three letters, right? The two letters, you add a mim, then becomes mukrim, means the ra being the second letter takes a kasra. So this will become a, right. I forgot to fill up the translation. Muf'ilun is a doer. Mukrim, the one who, now a problem, how to translate it. Yang memuliakan, the one who honors. The one who honor. The one who honor. Okay? The one who does, this one, or a doer. This one, the one who honors someone. Mukrim. Right? Remember, the second letter take a kasra. It's active. For the passive form, the second letter takes a fatha. Also begin a mu. Begin a mu. Muf'alun. Take a fathah. Mukramun. This one, we call the passive one. The one being honored. Being honored. The previous one, mukrimun, the one who honors. Mukramun, the one being honored. This one passive form. Okay. So remember, if a word begins with a mu, okay, it can either be a active isim or passive isim. What differentiates them is that the second letter, the second root letter, either takes a kasra or a fathah. Right? That is the second form, type B. The first form is ma, and then you have an alif after the first letter. Okay, we will come across that more and more in the Quran, inshallah. Right? Okay, this example. It's a fa'il and it's a maf'ul for type B. You have mukrimun. Wa man yuhinillahu fama lahu min mukrim. And those and he whom Allah humiliates, yuhinnullah, Allah humiliates, then not for him from those who honor him. And for him there is no bestower of honor. And no one will honor. Right? And the second form, hal ataka hadisu dhaifi Ibrahim al-mukramin. This one, raw here take a kasra, it becomes active form. So the one who honors. And mukramin is the passive form. So that's why the translation has there issue the story of the honored guest of Abraham. Honored guest. That's why you have makatu al-mukarrama. So mukarrama. So it's mu and it's the a sound. There is a passive noun. And the mukarrama, the most honored. The most honored. And Madinatu al-Munawwara, same. Nawwara, the lightened, the enlightened city. Right? Munawwara. Right? So it's what differentiates the second letter takes a kasra or a fathah. Okay. Another example, same. You have munazzilun, an active form. Qala Allahu inni munazziluha alaikum. Allah said, verily I am the one who munazzilin send down. Munazziluha alaikum. Send it down to you, upon you. Right? And munazzalun is the passive form. وَالَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَعْلَمُوا أَنَّهُ مُنَزَّلٌ مِنْ رَبِّكَ بِالْحَقِّ. And those Allah has bestowed upon them the kitab. They know that it is being sent down. It was sent down from their Lord with truth, right? In truth. Right? I'm translating word for word here. Okay, so it's a practice to change everything from Malay to English. All right, so that's how you understand it, right? Munazzalun and munazzilun. So just look for the second root letter, right? Any word that starts with mu, then you know that's either active or passive, depending the second letter take a kasra or a fathah. Right? Any question? Okay, let's continue. How long is it? Okay, we have another 15 minutes. Inshallah, we'll complete this before I do turn this. Okay, now. So in the Quran, how you know whether that word is a noun? So there are a few ways. I mean, there are 4 ways to identify them. The three characters, the 3 characteristics is easier. Like we have an alif lam, definitely is a noun. So all words with alif lam is a noun. So if it's a noun, it can have a masculine or feminine, singular, dual, or plural. You know. Okay, so you know how to identify them, right? Then all words that end with a tanwin, either dhammatayni, kasratayni, or fathatayni. Mutashabihan, mutahharatun, or mutahharatin. Okay, those are nouns. Normally tanwins are singular nouns. Singular nouns. Okay, tanwin they are singular. Then the words that end with a kasra, like ad-dini, fit-dini, ad-dini is a religion, so it's a noun. And Rabbi, Rabbi is a noun. Him, of course, you know, is a noun because it's a pronoun. Rabbi, be kasra on the word ba, on the letter ba, so it becomes a noun. Okay, this one, of course, is easy now to recognize. But the third one is meaning. This one has to go by vocabulary. You have to, or if you use the apps that I ask you to download, you just press on the letter. When they tell you the meaning, it will tell you whether it's a verb or not, whether it's a verb, a noun, or just an article. Right? They will do that. Okay, so but from the Quran, once you read, you can know there's a noun if it begins with the alif lam, it ends with a tanwin, or the last letter of the word ends with a kasra. And the rest of the meaning, like Allah, you know, meaning is a noun, Rabbana, my Lord, Maulana, okay, our helper. Right?
Naam, Ustaz.
Now, okay, now let's look at these letters. Identify the nouns. Identify the nouns. Then identify the root letters and try to tell
Ustaz,
the words are there.
Mathalan, now, Mathalan.
Yeah. Why do you say it's a noun?
Because of the tanween, the fathatain.
Because of the tanwin. Okay.
Naam.
One.
And then al-qaryati.
Why is it a noun?
Because of the alif wa lam and because of the kasra of the taw marbuta.
Right. Alhamdulillah, brother. You're already an ustad. Yeah. Okay, next one.
And then al-mursaluna.
Al-mursaluna. Okay.
Because of the alif wa lam.
Alif lam. Okay. May I ask what noun form is this?
The question again.
What noun form? There are two types of noun. What type?
This one is
noun, passive noun, and normal noun. Masdar. Okay. What describes a mu? Okay. What is the root? The root.
So unless you help me, I don't know, please.
Okay, the others. The others, please. What's the root word, doctor? Haji Zainul senyap aja.
What is the risalah?
Yes. Rasim lam.
Rasin lam.
Okay. What's the second letter?
What is the second letter?
The second letter of the root word. Sin lah kan? Should be sin. Right? Rasim lam. Sin the second letter of the root word. So it begins a mu, min dhamma, so it's either active or passive, right? But since the second letter is a fatha, so it's a passive word.
Oh, passive.
So
Ustaz, this one, please.
Send.
Passive, yeah?
Ustaz.
Pardon?
Please, when did you teach this one? I wasn't in class when you taught this one, so I don't know. The active and passive nouns, I don't know. When I went for the 10 minutes break, I had to do something, so I didn't return to class early.
Okay, brother. Just to show you whether it's active or passive, you have to look at the video before this. Okay, active and passive is the meaning of the, okay, like this one. Mursalun meaning is because the sin is a fatha, so it's a passive noun. So passive noun, if you translate this, the one, because it's plural, the one or those being sent is passive. That's why the translation is the messengers. The messengers are those people being sent by God. In the terms Quran, messengers could mean the prophets as well as the angels. Okay? Don't mean it just for the prophet. So that's why it's called Mursalun, those being sent. Okay? Right. So it is Isim because alif lam. Right. Next one, the next Isim, please.
Ilayhim. Ustaz, ilayhim.
Ilayhim is a noun. Ilah is a preposition. Right?
Naam.
So
him is a noun. نعم اثنين
We have
اثنين
what? It's nine.
اثنين.
It's
Uh,
nine. It's
But why is Elihim a noun?
no, it's not a noun. It's not a noun.
Not a noun, eh?
The,
Nine is
the
a
him.
preposition. Him is a pronoun.
Okay, the him is a pronoun. نعم, the him is a pronoun.
So we forget about pronoun. Just noun proper.
نعم أستاذ. نعم.
Right. Now we have isnaini. Isnaini is a noun.
نعم.
It's a noun.
نعم.
It's a normal noun. So it means two. Right? Two messengers.
نعم.
It's nine. Two. It's nine.
نعم.
Right.
And,
The next
and
one.
how do we know it's noun there?
With a kasra. The last letter is a kasra.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nine.
Next one.
أستاذ بثالث.
Salisin. Salisin is a noun. Three.
نعم.
Okay. Meaning why is a noun?
Because of the كسرتين.
Kasatani. Kasatani. Okay. Kasatani. Next one.
مرسل.
Mursalun.
No, this one is not a noun. It's not a noun. It doesn't have alif or lam. It doesn't have alif or lam, and it's not.
Okay. But the meaning, because you know, it's a passive noun form. Same goes with Mursalun. Rosim lam with a mim, min dhamma.
No. No.
Okay. And the sin takes a fatha, Mursalun. Mursalun means, okay, what's the difference between Mursalun and Al-Mursalun?
Al-Mursalun is definite, the messengers, and Mursalun is messenger.
Right. Okay, so but the same meaning. Those being sent.
Ustaz.
Yes.
So Mursalun, is it a noun or it is not a noun?
It's a noun. It's a passive noun.
Passive noun, okay.
It's a passive.
Okay. Shukran, Ustaz.
The one being sent. The one being sent. Passive noun.
Naam.
Kalau if
Shukran.
it's Mursilun, the one who sends. The one
Naam.
who sends. If sin
sends,
takes kasra, then it will be the one who sends. So
Naam.
it's different between active and passive, because a lot of words in the Quran are that form. So you have to recognize whether it's active or passive, so you can translate it correctly. Right?
Naam. Shukran, Ustaz. Shukran.
Now let's continue with this one. Okay. Identify the words, whether they're singular, dual, or plural, isim, and state whether the isim is masculine or feminine. Let's go for the first letter, first line. Qul a'udhu birabbil falaq. Where's the isim there?
Birabbi. Rabbi.
Rabbi is an isim.
Naam. Falaki too is isim.
Okay, let's discuss these two words. Right? Is Rabbi singular, dual, or plural?
It's singular.
Singular. Is it masculine or feminine?
It's masculine.
Why do you say so?
Because it doesn't have any tau maftuha or tau marbuta.
Yeah, correct. Alhamdulillah. That's how you can ask it. Same we go to al-falaki. Right?
No.
Al-falaki is a noun because it's a alif lam. So it's also
And it ends in kasra, with kasra.
Okay, it's masculine. It's singular or plural?
It's singular.
Singular. Why?
Because it doesn't have any word of muthanna or jamu with it. Any term with
no wow nun at the back. There's no wow nun at the back.
No.
Wow nun. Of course, it's always normally it's masculine, right?
No.
Okay, right. That's why you need to know. Why you need to know? Why you need to know whether the noun is masculine, feminine, singular, plural. Later on, in the longer sentences, there are always a verb that is related to the noun, because the one that does a verb or becomes the victim of a verb will be a noun. So the noun and the verb will have to tally. We have to be balanced. I mean, if it's a singular noun, they use a singular verb. If it's a masculine noun, they will use a masculine verb. So that's why you need to know the difference. Okay. This one. Min syarri ma khalaq. Where's the noun there?
So there's no noun here.
خلق.
No. Syarri.
Now,
Sharri.
Sharri. Now, Sharri.
Kasrah.
Sharri is a noun.
There are 3 letters. What are the 3 letters? What are the 3 letters there?
So because of the shadda.
Yeah, because the shadda, they're actually 3 letters.
Yes.
Shin, ra. The letters is shin, ra. They're
No.
always
No.
3 letters.
No.
Okay?
No.
Rabbi also there's ra baba. Right? Rabbi.
No. No.
The next one. Syarri is the same.
I mean, Sharri again.
Okay. It's
And then
singular.
Ghasiqin.
Next one.
Ghasiqin.
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 Okay.
No.
Okay. So where's the noun because of kasra?
No. No.
Singular, plural,
Was that singular?
singular, masculine, feminine.
Masculine.
Okay. What noun form is that? What noun type is that? Ghasiqin.
Usa is passive.
La. It's the other one. It's active. Ghasiqin. Ghasiqin.
No, Ustaz.
With the alif. If a person did it marsuk. If a person with a meme and a wow added. If a active and alif. Because this one is type A, okay? Type A. Type A, you have Ghasiqin. The one that gets darker.
No.
Okay, gets darker. Ghasiqin is a waqaba. Waqaba is a verb. So Ghasiqin is actually an active noun. Okay.
No.
Okay, and from
No.
the evils of the darkness that covers. Okay, when it covers, right? Okay, then the one at the bottom. Wa min syarri nafasati fil uqad. Of course, Shahid the same.
No. Nafathati. No. Nafathati is because of alif or lam. Nafathati.
Alif lam.
What of alif or lam? No.
Okay. Is masculine, feminine?
Ustaz, it is feminine
Feminine. Why?
because of the tau
Because
at
tam.
the end.
So it's
No.
singular, plural.
Singular.
La.
No,
Singular.
it's plural. It's plural.
Plural.
It's plural, Ustaz.
Plural.
No.
Nafasat.
No.
What is the root word? What's the root word?
Was that a question again?
The root word, the root letters, the 3 letters.
Nafasa.
Nafasa.
Moon, foul.
But in Malay, the sound nafas means to breathe. Nafas means to breathe. I don't know about Ghanaian language. What does it mean? So that's how you get the meaning.
Nafasa.
So nafas is feminine. So it's the woman who blows, who not blows, who what the term used, blows, who blows. Nafas, hembus in English what would be?
To blow. To blow. Blow.
Blow, okay.
Nam.
The woman who blows.
Nam.
Now, okay, so you understand that.
So
Okay.
it's plural because of the sa alif ya?
Ta maftuha.
Oh,
Because of this ta.
ada ta kat situ.
Ta ni.
But it's feminine. The ta is feminine, but the plural because of
Also this is feminine, ada ta marbuta atau ta maftuha.
oh.
Okay. So ta maftuha is also feminine plural. Feminine?
And the plural comes from the alif juga? Ta alif?
No, the ta.
Oh, ta ya?
Alif ta, sorry.
Alif ta ya?
Yeah. Alif, the small alif here, the small alif at the top. Nafasati. Right? Okay.
Nam.
Next isim.
Ustaz,
Yes.
another one is al-uqada. Al-uqada is ism.
Yeah.
Uqadi.
Al-Uqadi. It's isim.
Nam.
Right? Because alif
Nam.
lam and
And then because of kasra.
this what the root word? Aqidah. Ain
Aqada.
Aqada means to tie. The
Nam.
the knots, K-N-O-T-S, K-N-O-T-S, right? Knots.
Knots.
Knots. Okay, right? And
Nam.
next one.
ومن شر
And that's the next one.
حاسد.
Hasidin, same. Singular, masculine, right? Because
Nam.
okay, what does it mean? I mean, what form is that? What type of noun is that? Hasidin, Rasikin.
It's active. It's active.
Active type A, Hasidin. Hasidin.
Nam.
So how do you
Yeah.
translate that? The root word is hasad.
Hasad.
Hasada.
Yeah, so Hasidin is the one who hasad. The one
Who the one who envies.
The one who envies. Yes. The one
Nam.
right? Alhamdulillah.
Nam.
Okay, the last al-kafirun. This one is easy. What's the noun there? Kul ya ayyuhal kafirun.
Al-kafirun.
Al-kafirun. What noun form is that?
It's active.
It's active because of alif
Nam.
after ka. Kafirun.
Nam.
It's singular or plural?
It's plural.
Plural.
Yeah, because of wow nun. Masculine or feminine?
It's masculine.
Masculine because there's no ta mafuta, no ta maftuha, right? So it's
Nam.
masculine plural, kafirun. So the kafirun is active because it's plural. The translation those who goes against God, those who kafir, who disobeys, those who disobeys, right? Those who disobeys, right? Okay. The next sentence la a'budu ma ta'budu. There's no noun. There's all verbs. Can we go to the bottom one here? Wala antum abiduna ma a'bud.
There's no verb there. There's no noun there. There's no noun there.
That's one, brother.
Abiduna.
Abiduna. Abiduna is an active noun. Abidun ain alif badal wa. Right? Okay, brother?
But Ustaz, it's not Abiduna. It doesn't end with Kesra. It doesn't have Alif Walam. So how can it be, what do you call it?
Okay, that's why there are four ways, right? The fourth way is to this meaning. Okay, to its meaning. So abiduna is actually is a active noun. Active noun with ain alif. Ain alif is always a noun. Abiduna, the one who worships. Those who those who worship is a plural, right? It's plural. So those who worship. And you are not worshippers. Worshippers, what I worship, right? Ma'abud. Okay, that's called worshippers because it's plural. And the second sentence, wala ana abidum ma'abattum.
Nam.
Abidun will be also a noun, right? Abidun.
Nam.
Right?
Nam.
So this will be singular or plural, abidun.
Abidun is singular.
So that's why you translate it, and not I, a worshipper of what you worship. Right? This one, abidun will be translated as worshippers, plural. Here it's just abidun, worshipper. Right? And the next line here is exactly the same. Wala antum abiduna ma'abud. So this will be the worshippers again. And the last line, the last verse, lakum dinukum waliyadin.
Dini.
Dinu, and dini. And dinu as well. Okay? Dinu, your religion. For you, your religion. And for me, my religion. Right? So that's how you differentiate nouns. Okay. And this one, as time goes by, you practice. Okay. Next week, learn how to recognize the verb. Then you should be easier. Yes, please. Question?
I have a question.
Yes.
The ways that we can identify nouns, it's either alif walam or tanween, fatatain, kasratain, domatain.
Yes.
Or what do you call it? There's another one. I think that
last letter kasra.
No. And my question is that, what about if
what?
The word does not have tanween, but it ends with
If it ends with
dhamma,
wow,
or it ends with kesra, or it ends with fatah.
yeah.
But it's not
That one you have
tanween.
to understand the meaning. Or if it ends with wow nun or ya nun especially, that is a noun. Okay, and like this one, like abiduna is a wow nun, and it's not a verb, so it's a noun. Right? You will learn how to recognize later on.
Now,
Right?
so Uza, if it ends with wow and noon,
Most probably it's a noun. Most probably it's a noun.
okay.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Or you can
Shukran, Uza, shukran.
using your, okay, we have past 10:30. Right, let's see. Is this the last exercise? I'm not so sure. There's more exercise. Okay, let's stop here because it's getting late. Right. We'll continue this next week to recognize the active noun, the passive nouns, before we go to verbs. Right. Alhamdulillah. So let me just stop the. Any questions before we? Questions? Anyone to ask?
Uza, I have a question, please.
I'm losing you, brother.